Folks, thank you. Mr. Darcy, committee members, friends, family, classmates. I owe more thank yous up here than most, but I promise I'll keep it to 3. And start with, just note my fellow inductees, and if we were all back on the playground, I'd be that kid that got picked last. So I'm not up here because of anything I did out between the white lines. I'm up here for things I did from the sideline. And as anybody will tell you, when you're trying to make something happen out between the white lines and you're yelling from the sideline, it's less about what you're yelling and more who you're yelling at. So to all those extraordinary young men and their families who trusted me with managing their developmental journey, thank you. 2, as a young coach, you mentioned, as a young coach, I had the great good fortune to be mentored and befriended by Dick Tomey. In the history of our game, there is no better example of what right looks like than Dick Tomey. So Dick, a special thank you to you. And then finally, when you look at that biography, you'll see like 10,000 moves. And so, well, wait, there's not 10,000 moves there. Well, if you ask my bride of 37 years, it felt like 10,000 moves to her. Because I'd go flying over the horizon to a new adventure, and she'd be left to move a practice, to pack the kids, to sell the house. And then when she got there, being a disciple of Coach Tomey, we began the work of building teams, building a staff and a team, and extending those familial connections that all of us in the business believe are at the foundation of success. And I don't have Coach Tomey's Midas touch when it comes to building teams. My secret weapon was Dawn. And when she would get there, we would begin to bond that staff, to bond those teams, and that was a relentless and ongoing effort, year in, year out. She hosted hundreds of recruiting dinners, recruiting brunches, post-game, pre-game this, Coach, I had a bad day, Coach, my parents are down. Whatever it was, her presence and her unconditional welcome showed up on those scoreboards, the good ones. Okay. And then, but frankly, that wasn't the most of it. The most of it was just the quality of the experience that those young men and their families had as a result. So, to my bride, a special thank you. So I promise to keep it to 3. So to all of you, again, to all of you that are here sharing this and my fellow inductees, thank you.